Question 1. You are driving on a two-lane road and a school bus with flashing red lights and extended stop sign arm is on the opposite side. What should you do? A. Speed up and pass the school bus. B. Slow down and prepare to stop. C. Maintain your speed and continue driving. Answer. B. Slow down and prepare to stop. When a school bus with flashing red lights and extended stop sign arm is on the opposite side of a two-lane road, you must slow down and prepare to stop to ensure the safety of children crossing the road. Question 2. When merging onto a freeway, what is the proper way to adjust your speed? A. Speed up to match the flow of traffic. B. Slow down and wait for a gap in traffic. C. Stop and wait for a gap in traffic. Answer. A. Speed up to match the flow of traffic. When merging onto a freeway, you should speed up to match the flow of traffic and merge when it is safe to do so. Question 3. What is the appropriate distance you should maintain from the car in front of you while driving on the freeway? A. 1 second following distance. B. 2 second following distance. C. 3 second following distance. Answer. C. 3 second following distance. While driving on the freeway, it's recommended to maintain a minimum of a 3 second following distance from the car in front of you to allow for adequate reaction time and safe braking distance. Question 4. When should you use your headlights while driving? A. Only during nighttime. B. During rain, fog, or snow. C. Both during nighttime and adverse weather conditions. Answer. C. Both during nighttime and adverse weather conditions. You should use your headlights during nighttime to improve visibility and during adverse weather conditions, such as rain, fog, or snow, to enhance your visibility to other drivers. Question 5. If you are involved in a collision, what information must you provide to the other driver? S. A. Only your name and phone number. B. Your name, address, vehicle registration, and insurance information. C. Your name and driver's license number. Answer. B. Your name, address, vehicle registration, and insurance information. If you are involved in a collision, you must provide your name, address, vehicle registration, and insurance information to the other driver, S, involved in the accident. Question 6. What is the maximum speed limit in residential areas? A. 20 miles per hour. B. 25 miles per hour. C. 30 miles per hour. Answer. B. 25 miles per hour. The maximum speed limit in residential areas in California is typically 25 miles per hour unless otherwise posted. Question 7. What should you do if you encounter a traffic signal that is not working? A. Treat it as a stop sign. B. Speed up and proceed with caution. C. Ignore it and continue driving. Answer. A. Treat it as a stop sign. If you encounter a traffic signal that is not working, you should treat it as a stop sign and come to a complete stop before proceeding with caution. Question 8. What is the correct hand signal for indicating a left turn? A. Extend your hand and arm upward. B. Extend your hand and arm straight out. C. Extend your hand and arm downward. Answer. B. Extend your hand and arm straight out. The correct hand signal for indicating a left turn is to extend your hand and arm straight out from the side of your vehicle. Question 9. When is it acceptable to use a handheld mobile phone while driving? A. While stopped at a red light. B. In case of emergencies. C. Never. Answer. C. Never. It is never acceptable to use a handheld mobile phone while driving in California, except in cases of emergency when it's necessary to call emergency services. Question 10. You are driving on a road with a solid yellow line on your side. What does this line indicate? A. No passing allowed. B. Passing allowed with caution. C. Passing allowed with speed limit restrictions. Answer. A. No passing allowed. A solid yellow line on your side of the road indicates that passing is not allowed due to restricted visibility or other hazards. Question 11. What is the legal blood alcohol concentration? C. Limit for drivers over the age of 21 in California. A. 0, 5%. B. 0, 8%. C. 0, 10%. Answer. B. 0, 8%. The legal blood alcohol concentration. C. Limit for drivers over the age of 21 in California is 0, 8%. Question 12. When is it mandatory to stop for a school bus with flashing red lights? A. Only when children are crossing the road. B. When the bus is stopped with its stop sign arm extended. C. When the bus is slowing down to pick up passengers. Answer. B. When the bus is stopped with its stop sign arm extended. It is mandatory to stop for a school bus with flashing red lights and an extended stop sign arm, indicating that children are either boarding or disembarking from the bus. Question 13. What should you do if you experience a tire blowout while driving? A. Slam on the brakes. B. Grip the steering wheel firmly and ease off the accelerator. C. Quickly change lanes to the shoulder of the road. Answer. B. Grip the steering wheel firmly and ease off the accelerator. If you experience a tire blowout while driving, you should grip the steering wheel firmly, ease off the accelerator, and gently steer to a safe location away from traffic. Question 14. How can you avoid driving in another vehicle's blind spot? A. Stay in the middle of your lane. B. Speed up to pass the other vehicle quickly. C. Adjust your position so you can see the other vehicle's mirrors. Answer. C. Adjust your position so you can see the other vehicle's mirrors. To avoid driving in another vehicle's blind spot, adjust your position so you can see the other vehicle's mirrors, allowing both drivers to maintain visibility of each other. Question 15. What does a yellow diamond-shaped sign with two black arrows opposing each other indicate? A. Two-way traffic ahead. B. Divided highway ends. C. Traffic signal ahead. Answer. A. Two-way traffic ahead. A yellow diamond-shaped sign with two black arrows opposing each other indicates that two-way traffic is ahead, and you should be prepared to share the road with oncoming vehicles. Question 16. When is it permissible to make a U-turn in a residential area? A. At any intersection with a traffic light. B. Only at intersections with a green arrow. C. Only at intersections without traffic lights or signs prohibiting U-turns. Answer. C. Only at intersections without traffic lights or signs prohibiting U-turns. In a residential area, you can make a U-turn at intersections without traffic lights or signs prohibiting U-turns, provided it can be done safely and without obstructing traffic. Question 17. What should you do if you encounter a pedestrian crossing the road at a marked crosswalk? A. Speed up to cross the crosswalk before the pedestrian. B. Stop and yield the right-of-way to the pedestrian. C. Honk your horn to alert the pedestrian. Answer. B. Stop and yield the right-of-way to the pedestrian. If you encounter a pedestrian crossing the road at a marked crosswalk, you must stop and yield the right-of-way to the pedestrian until they have safely crossed the road. Question 18. How should you approach a railroad crossing with flashing lights and lowered gates? A. Speed up to cross the tracks before the gates fully lower. B. Stop and wait until the gates are fully raised. C. Slow down and stop behind the gates until they are fully raised. Answer. C. Slow down and stop behind the gates until they are fully raised. When approaching a railroad crossing with flashing lights and lowered gates, you must slow down, come to a complete stop behind the gates, and wait until they are fully raised before proceeding. Question 19. What is the proper procedure for parallel parking on a street? A. Pull alongside the vehicle in front of the space, then back into the space. B. Drive past the space, then reverse into it at a 90-degree angle. C. Pull into the space forward, then back out to straighten the vehicle. Answer. A. Pull alongside the vehicle in front of the space, then back into the space. The proper procedure for parallel parking on a street is to pull alongside the vehicle in front of the space, then reverse into the space, aligning your vehicle parallel to the curb. Question 20. How can you adjust your driving to prevent hydroplaning in wet conditions? A. Increase your speed to maintain control. B. Reduce your speed and avoid sudden movements. C. Keep your tires properly inflated to increase traction. Answer. B. Reduce your speed and avoid sudden movements. To prevent hydroplaning in wet conditions, you should reduce your speed, avoid sudden movements such as braking or steering sharply, and ensure your tires have adequate tread depth and are properly inflated for better traction. Question 21. What is the purpose of a reflective red triangle on the back of a vehicle? A. It indicates the vehicle's high beams are in use. B. It indicates the vehicle is carrying hazardous materials. C. It indicates the vehicle is traveling at a slow speed. Answer. B. It indicates the vehicle is carrying hazardous materials. A reflective red triangle on the back of a vehicle indicates that the vehicle is carrying hazardous materials, serving as a warning to other drivers. Question 22. How can you determine if a road is one-way or two-way? A. By the color of the road signs. B. By the direction of the parked cars. C. By the direction of the traffic flow. Answer. C. By the direction of the traffic flow. You can determine if a road is one-way or two-way by observing the direction of the traffic flow on that road. Question 23. When driving in foggy conditions, what lights should you use to increase visibility? A. High beams. B. Low beams. C. Hazard lights. Answer. B. Low beams. When driving in foggy conditions, you should use low beams to increase visibility and reduce glare, as high beams can reflect off the fog and decrease visibility. Question 24. What should you do if you miss your exit on the freeway? A. Reverse on the shoulder to reach the exit. B. Continue to the next exit and turn around. C. Stop in the middle of the freeway and wait for assistance. Answer. B. Continue to the next exit and turn around. If you miss your exit on the freeway, it's safest to continue to the next exit, exit the freeway, and then turn around to return to your intended route. Question 25. When approaching a red traffic signal with a right turn permitted, what must you do before proceeding? A. Come to a complete stop and wait for the signal to turn green. B. Slow down and yield to pedestrians and other vehicles. C. Make a complete stop and check for oncoming traffic. Answer. B. Slow down and yield to pedestrians and other vehicles. When approaching a red traffic signal with a right turn permitted, you must slow down, yield to pedestrians and other vehicles, and then proceed with caution if it is safe to do so. Question 26. When approaching a roundabout, who has the right of way? A. Vehicles entering the roundabout. B. Vehicles already in the roundabout. C. Vehicles approaching the yield line. Answer. B. Vehicles already in the roundabout. When approaching a roundabout, vehicles already in the roundabout have the right of way over vehicles entering the roundabout. Question 27. What is the purpose of rumble strips on the side of the road? A. To alert drivers of an upcoming stop sign. B. To prevent vehicles from veering off the road. C. To indicate the beginning of a passing zone. Answer. B. To prevent vehicles from veering off the road. Rumble strips on the side of the road are designed to alert drivers through noise and vibration if they begin to veer off the roadway, helping to prevent accidents. Question 28. How should you respond when you see emergency vehicles with flashing lights approaching from behind? A. Speed up and pull over to the right. B. Slow down and continue driving in your lane. C. Pull over to the right and come to a complete stop. Answer. C. Pull over to the right and come to a complete stop. When you see emergency vehicles with flashing lights approaching from behind, you should pull over to the right side of the road as soon as it is safe to do so and come to a complete stop, allowing the emergency vehicle to pass. Question 29. What is the proper way to navigate a curve in the road? A. Accelerate to maintain speed through the curve. B. Brake hard to slow down before entering the curve. C. Reduce speed before entering the curve and accelerate gently through it. Answer: C. Reduce speed before entering the curve and accelerate gently through it. The proper way to navigate a curve in the road is to reduce speed before entering the curve and then accelerate gently through it, maintaining control of your vehicle. Question 30. What does a solid white line on the right side of the road indicate? A. No passing allowed. B. Passing allowed with caution. C. Passing allowed with speed limit restrictions. Answer: A. No passing allowed. A solid white line on the right side of the road indicates that passing is not allowed due to restricted visibility or other hazards. Question 31. What is the penalty for driving under the influence, DUI, of drugs in California? A. License suspension and fines. B. Community service and probation. C. Mandatory drug rehabilitation program. Answer: A. License suspension and fines. The penalty for driving under the influence, DUI, of drugs in California typically includes license suspension, fines, and potentially other consequences, such as jail time or mandatory drug education programs. Question 32. How should you react if your vehicle begins to skid on a wet road? A. Steer in the direction you want to go. B. Slam on the brakes. C. Turn the steering wheel sharply. Answer: A. Steer in the direction you want to go. If your vehicle begins to skid on a wet road, you should steer in the direction you want to go, rather than overcorrecting or slamming on the brakes, to regain control of your vehicle. Question 33. What is the legal requirement for wearing seatbelts in California? A. Only front seat passengers are required to wear seatbelts. B. All passengers are required to wear seatbelts. C. Only children under a certain age are required to wear seatbelts. Answer: B. All passengers are required to wear seatbelts. In California, all passengers in a motor vehicle are required to wear seatbelts, regardless of their seating position in the vehicle. Question 34. How can you prevent drowsy driving on long trips? A. Drink caffeinated beverages to stay awake. B. Take frequent breaks and get plenty of rest before driving. C. Keep the windows open for fresh air. Answer: B. Take frequent breaks and get plenty of rest before driving. To prevent drowsy driving on long trips, you should take frequent breaks, get plenty of rest before driving, and avoid driving during times when you would normally be sleeping. Question 35. What is the meaning of a solid yellow line alongside a broken yellow line on a two-lane road? A. Passing is allowed on both sides of the road. B. Passing is allowed on the side with the broken yellow line. C. Passing is allowed on the side with the solid yellow line. Answer: B. Passing is allowed on the side with the broken yellow line. A solid yellow line alongside a broken yellow line on a two-lane road indicates that passing is allowed on the side with the broken yellow line, but not on the side with the solid yellow line. Question 36. What should you do if you encounter a large animal crossing the road? A. Swerve to avoid hitting the animal. B. Honk your horn to scare the animal away. C. Slow down and proceed with caution. Answer: C. Slow down and proceed with caution. If you encounter a large animal crossing the road, you should slow down, be prepared to stop, and proceed with caution to avoid hitting the animal. Question 37. How can you adjust your driving when approaching a sharp curve with limited visibility? A. Increase your speed to get through the curve quickly. B. Slow down and use your headlights to improve visibility. C. Ignore the curve and continue driving at a constant speed. Answer: B. Slow down and use your headlights to improve visibility. When approaching a sharp curve with limited visibility, you should slow down, use your headlights to improve visibility, and proceed with caution to safely navigate the curve. Question 38. What is the purpose of an acceleration lane on the freeway? A. To exit the freeway. B. To merge onto the freeway. C. To change lanes on the freeway. Answer: B. To merge onto the freeway. The purpose of an acceleration lane on the freeway is to provide space for vehicles to increase their speed and safely merge into freeway traffic. Question 39. When should you use your hazard lights while driving? A. To signal a turn or lane change. B. To warn other drivers of a hazard or obstruction on the roadway. C. To indicate a malfunction with your vehicle's lights. Answer: B. To warn other drivers of a hazard or obstruction on the roadway. You should use your hazard lights while driving to warn other drivers of a hazard or obstruction on the roadway, such as a collision, vehicle breakdown, or other emergency situation. Question 40. What should you do if you are involved in a minor traffic collision with no injuries? A. Exchange information with the other driver, S, involved and notify law enforcement. B. Leave the scene immediately if there are no injuries. C. Continue driving without stopping if there is minimal damage. Answer: A. Exchange information with the other driver, S, involved and notify law enforcement. If you are involved in a minor traffic collision with no injuries, you should exchange information with the other driver, S, involved, including names, addresses, vehicle registration, and insurance information, and notify law enforcement to document the incident. Question 41. What is the purpose of a white diamond-shaped lane marking on the road? A. Indicates a reserved lane for high-occupancy vehicles, HOV. B. Marks the beginning of a passing zone. C. Indicates a pedestrian crosswalk. Answer: A. Indicates a reserved lane for high-occupancy vehicles, HOV. A white diamond-shaped lane marking on the road indicates a reserved lane for high-occupancy vehicles, HOV, typically requiring a minimum number of occupants in the vehicle to use that lane. Question 42. When driving behind a large truck, what should you do to minimize the risk of a collision? A. Follow closely to maintain visibility of the road ahead. B. Keep a safe following distance and avoid lingering in the truck's blind spots. C. Drive alongside the truck to increase visibility. Answer: B. Keep a safe following distance and avoid lingering in the truck's blind spots. When driving behind a large truck, you should keep a safe following distance and avoid lingering in the truck's blind spots to minimize the risk of a collision and ensure visibility of the road ahead. Question 43. What is the legal requirement for displaying license plates on a vehicle in California? A. Only the rear license plate is required. B. Both front and rear license plates are required. C. License plates are not required for certain vehicle types. Answer: B. Both front and rear license plates are required. In California, both front and rear license plates are required to be displayed on vehicles, unless the vehicle is specifically exempted from this requirement. Question 44. How can you determine if you are in a school zone? A. By the presence of school buses. B. By the color of the road signs. C. By the presence of school zone signs and markings. Answer: C. By the presence of school zone signs and markings. You can determine if you are in a school zone by the presence of school zone signs and pavement markings indicating reduced speed limits and the presence of nearby schools. Question 45. What should you do if your vehicle's brakes suddenly fail while driving? A. Pump the brakes to restore hydraulic pressure. B. Shift into neutral and apply the parking brake. C. Downshift to a lower gear and use the emergency brake. Answer: C. Downshift to a lower gear and use the emergency brake. If your vehicle's brakes suddenly fail while driving, you should downshift to a lower gear to slow down the vehicle and use the emergency brake to bring the vehicle to a stop. Question 46. What is the proper procedure for entering a freeway from an on-ramp? A. Merge into traffic at the same speed as the freeway traffic. B. Come to a complete stop before merging into traffic. C. Accelerate to a safe speed and merge smoothly into traffic. Answer: C. Accelerate to a safe speed and merge smoothly into traffic. The proper procedure for entering a freeway from an on-ramp is to accelerate to a safe speed, match the speed of the freeway traffic, and merge smoothly into traffic, yielding to vehicles already on the freeway. Question 47. What is the purpose of a regulatory sign? A. Provides information about services and amenities. B. Indicates directions to specific destinations. C. Informs drivers of laws and regulations. Answer. C. Informs drivers of laws and regulations. A regulatory sign is designed to inform drivers of specific laws, regulations, or traffic control devices that must be obeyed, such as speed limits, stop signs, or yield signs. Question 48. How can you safely pass a bicyclist on the road? A. Honk your horn to alert the bicyclist of your presence. B. Pass the bicyclist with at least 3 feet of clearance. C. Quickly pass the bicyclist without slowing down. Answer. B. Pass the bicyclist with at least 3 feet of clearance. To safely pass a bicyclist on the road, you should allow at least 3 feet of clearance between your vehicle and the bicyclist when passing, ensuring their safety and minimizing the risk of a collision. Question 49. What is the meaning of a flashing red traffic signal? A. Proceed with caution. B. Stop and yield to other vehicles. C. Prepare to slow down. Answer. B. Stop and yield to other vehicles. A flashing red traffic signal indicates that drivers must come to a complete stop, yield to other vehicles, and proceed only when it is safe to do so, treating the intersection as a stop sign. Question 50. When should you use your turn signals while driving? A. Only when making a left turn. B. Only when changing lanes or turning. C. Only when driving at night. Answer. B. Only when changing lanes or turning. You should use your turn signals when changing lanes or making a turn to indicate your intentions to other drivers and pedestrians, helping to communicate your actions and promote safe driving practices. Question 51. What should you do if your vehicle's accelerator pedal becomes stuck while driving? A. Slam on the brakes to stop the vehicle. B. Shift into neutral and apply the brakes. C. Keep pressing the accelerator until the pedal releases. Answer. B. Shift into neutral and apply the brakes. If your vehicle's accelerator pedal becomes stuck while driving, you should shift into neutral to disengage the engine from the wheels and then apply the brakes to safely bring the vehicle to a stop. Question 52. How can you recognize a pedestrian crosswalk at an intersection? A. By the presence of yellow flashing lights. B. By painted lines or markings on the road. C. By the presence of overhead traffic signals. Answer. B. By painted lines or markings on the road. You can recognize a pedestrian crosswalk at an intersection by painted lines or markings on the road, typically indicating a designated area for pedestrians to cross. Question 53. What is the purpose of a crossbuck sign at a railroad crossing? A. To indicate the maximum speed limit at the crossing. B. To warn drivers of an upcoming sharp curve. C. To indicate the presence of a railroad crossing. Answer. C. To indicate the presence of a railroad crossing. A crossbuck sign at a railroad crossing is intended to warn drivers of the presence of a railroad crossing ahead and to remind them to watch for trains. Question 54. When approaching a yield sign, what must you do? A. Come to a complete stop and wait for other vehicles to pass. B. Slow down and proceed with caution. C. Maintain your speed and merge into traffic. Answer. B. Slow down and proceed with caution. When approaching a yield sign, you must slow down, be prepared to stop if necessary, and yield the right of way to other vehicles or pedestrians already in the intersection or approaching from another direction. Question 55. How can you recognize a divided highway? A. By the presence of traffic lights at intersections. B. By the presence of a center median or barrier. C. By the absence of speed limit signs. Answer. B. By the presence of a center median or barrier. You can recognize a divided highway by the presence of a center median or barrier separating opposing lanes of traffic, providing a physical separation between traffic traveling in opposite directions. Question 56. What is the correct way to handle a tire blowout while driving on the freeway? A. Quickly steer to the side of the road and stop. B. Brake hard to come to a sudden stop. C. Grip the steering wheel firmly and gradually slow down. Answer: C. Grip the steering wheel firmly and gradually slow down. If you experience a tire blowout while driving on the freeway, you should grip the steering wheel firmly to maintain control of the vehicle, gradually slow down by easing off the accelerator, and safely move to the side of the road to stop. Question 57. What is the legal requirement for child safety seats in California? A. Children under 6 years old or weighing less than 60 pounds must be secured in an appropriate child safety seat. B. Children under 8 years old or shorter than 4 feet 9 inches must be secured in an appropriate child safety seat. C. Children under 10 years old or weighing less than 80 pounds must be secured in an appropriate child safety seat. Answer: B. Children under 8 years old or shorter than 4 feet 9 inches must be secured in an appropriate child safety seat. In California, children under 8 years old or shorter than 4 feet 9 inches must be secured in an appropriate child safety seat while riding in a motor vehicle. Question 58. How should you approach a T intersection? A. Slow down and prepare to stop. B. Maintain your speed and proceed with caution. C. Come to a complete stop and yield to cross traffic. Answer: C. Come to a complete stop and yield to cross traffic. When approaching a T intersection, you should come to a complete stop if necessary, yield to cross traffic, and proceed only when it is safe to do so. Question 59. What is the maximum speed limit in business or residential areas? A. 25 miles per hour. B. 30 miles per hour. C. 35 miles per hour. Answer: A. 25 miles per hour. The maximum speed limit in business or residential areas in California is typically 25 miles per hour unless otherwise posted. Question 60. What should you do if you encounter a flashing yellow traffic signal? A. Proceed with caution without stopping. B. Stop and wait for the signal to turn green. C. Speed up to clear the intersection before the signal changes. Answer: A. Proceed with caution without stopping. If you encounter a flashing yellow traffic signal, you should proceed with caution without stopping, yielding to any pedestrians or vehicles already in the intersection, and continuing through the intersection when it is safe to do so. Question 61. What should you do if your vehicle's engine overheats while driving? A. Turn on the heater to cool down the engine. B. Pull over to a safe location and turn off the engine. C. Accelerate to increase airflow to the engine. Answer: B. Pull over to a safe location and turn off the engine. If your vehicle's engine overheats while driving, you should pull over to a safe location, turn off the engine, and allow it to cool down before attempting to continue driving. Question 62. What is the correct way to respond to a traffic signal displaying a steady green arrow? A. Proceed in the direction indicated by the arrow without stopping. B. Come to a complete stop and wait for the signal to turn green. C. Yield to cross traffic before proceeding in the direction indicated by the arrow. Answer: A. Proceed in the direction indicated by the arrow without stopping. When facing a traffic signal displaying a steady green arrow, you should proceed in the direction indicated by the arrow without stopping, as it indicates a protected turn in that direction. Question 63. How can you recognize a pedestrian-activated traffic signal? A. By the presence of countdown timers. B. By the flashing pedestrian symbol. C. By the presence of a push button or sensor. Answer: C. By the presence of a push button or sensor. You can recognize a pedestrian-activated traffic signal by the presence of a push button or sensor that pedestrians can use to request a crossing, typically accompanied by a pedestrian signal indicating when it is safe to cross. Question 64. What is the proper procedure for making a right turn at a red traffic signal? A. Come to a complete stop and yield to cross traffic. B. Slow down and merge into the right lane before making the turn. C. Make the turn without stopping if the intersection is clear. Answer: C. Make the turn without stopping if the intersection is clear. When making a right turn at a red traffic signal, you may proceed without stopping if the intersection is clear of pedestrians and other vehicles, after yielding to any conflicting traffic. Question 65. What is the legal requirement for vehicle registration in California? A. Vehicles must be registered annually with the Department of Motor Vehicles, DMV. B. Vehicles must be registered every 5 years with the DMV. C. Vehicles do not need to be registered in California. Answer: A. Vehicles must be registered annually with the Department of Motor Vehicles, DMV. In California, vehicles must be registered annually with the Department of Motor Vehicles, DMV, to legally operate on public roads. Question 66. How should you approach an intersection with malfunctioning traffic lights? A. Treat the intersection as a four-way stop. B. Speed up to clear the intersection quickly. C. Ignore the traffic lights and proceed with caution. Answer: A. Treat the intersection as a four-way stop. When approaching an intersection with malfunctioning traffic lights, you should treat the intersection as a four-way stop, coming to a complete stop and yielding the right-of-way to other vehicles in accordance with traffic laws. Question 67. What is the meaning of a double solid yellow line on the road? A. Passing is allowed on both sides of the road. B. Passing is allowed on the side with a broken yellow line. C. Passing is not allowed in either direction. Answer: C. Passing is not allowed in either direction. A double solid yellow line on the road indicates that passing is not allowed in either direction, and drivers should not cross the lines to pass other vehicles. Question 68. What should you do if you encounter black ice while driving? A. Accelerate to maintain control of the vehicle. B. Brake hard to stop the vehicle quickly. C. Reduce your speed and avoid sudden movements. Answer: C. Reduce your speed and avoid sudden movements. If you encounter black ice while driving, you should reduce your speed, avoid sudden movements such as braking or accelerating, and maintain a steady course to safely navigate the icy conditions. Question 69. How can you recognize a designated bike lane on the road? A. By the presence of dashed lines. B. By the presence of bicycle symbols and markings. C. By the color of the pavement. Answer: B. By the presence of bicycle symbols and markings. You can recognize a designated bike lane on the road by the presence of bicycle symbols and markings, typically painted on the pavement to indicate a designated area for bicyclists. Question 70. What is the proper way to handle a vehicle skidding on ice? A. Steer in the direction you want to go. B. Slam on the brakes to stop the vehicle. C. Shift into neutral and apply the brakes. Answer: A. Steer in the direction you want to go. If your vehicle skids on ice, you should steer in the direction you want to go, rather than overcorrecting or slamming on the brakes to regain control of your vehicle. Question 71. What should you do if you were driving and suddenly experience a medical emergency? A. Speed up to reach your destination quickly. B. Pull over to a safe location and seek assistance. C. Continue driving while seeking medical attention. Answer: B. Pull over to a safe location and seek assistance. If you are driving and suddenly experience a medical emergency, you should pull over to a safe location as soon as possible, stop the vehicle, and seek assistance or medical attention. Question 72. What is the purpose of a traffic circle or roundabout? A. To speed up traffic flow. B. To reduce traffic congestion and improve safety. C. To provide parking spaces for vehicles. Answer: B. To reduce traffic congestion and improve safety. The purpose of a traffic circle or roundabout is to reduce traffic congestion, improve traffic flow, and enhance safety by minimizing the need for traffic signals or stop signs and facilitating continuous movement of vehicles. Question 73. How can you recognize a pedestrian refuge island on the road? A. by the presence of crosswalk markings. B. By the presence of flashing lights. C. By the presence of a raised median or island. Answer: C. By the presence of a raised median or island. You can recognize a pedestrian refuge island on the road by the presence of a raised median or island in the middle of the roadway, providing a safe space for pedestrians to stop and wait before crossing the remaining lanes of traffic. Question 74. What is the meaning of a no stopping sign? A. You may stop temporarily to pick up or drop off passengers. B. You may stop temporarily to make a phone call. C. Stopping is not permitted at any time. Answer: C. Stopping is not permitted at any time. A no stopping sign indicates that stopping is not permitted at any time, and drivers should not stop their vehicles except in case of an emergency or as directed by a law enforcement officer. Question 75. How can you recognize a school crossing zone? A. By the presence of school buses. B. By the presence of crossing guards or school signs. C. By the presence of construction workers. Answer: B. By the presence of crossing guards or school signs. You can recognize a school crossing zone by the presence of crossing guards assisting pedestrians, school signs indicating the presence of a school zone, or marked crosswalks near school entrances.